They say America is young, but its ghosts are old. If you travel far enough, down the forgotten highways, past the billboards and the blinking neon lights, you'll find them. Towns left behind, places where the air hums with a memory that won't die. These are not ruins, they are graves. The West was built on gold, ambition, and blood. And when those things ran dry, only the echoes remained. But some echoes never faded. Tonight, we will listen to them. The ghosts of Bodie, the cursed silence of Centralia, the whispers of Dudleytown, the lanterns of Cahawba, the shadows of Jerome. Each one is a story written not in ink, but in ash. Each one a warning of what happens when the living refuses to let go. At nearly 8,400 feet in the Sierra Nevada mountains, there lies a town frozen in time, literally, Bodie, California. In the late 1800s, Bodie was alive, a roaring boomtown crawling with miners, gamblers, and the desperate. Over 10,000 souls packed into this frozen hell, chasing veins of gold buried beneath the permafrost. They drank, they fought, they killed. And when the gold ran out, Bodie emptied overnight, as if someone had called their names from the other side. Locals say Bodie carries a curse, the curse of things taken. Visitors who pocket so much as a nail, a rock, or a splinter of wood from Bodie's ruins often report strange misfortunes, car crashes, illness, sudden death. Thousands of stolen artifacts have been mailed back to the park rangers with trembling apologies attached. One letter reads, "Please take it back. I can't sleep. The noises won't stop." No one knows if it's guilt or something older that follows them, but Bodie remains preserved exactly as it was, as if time itself refuses to move forward here. They say if you walk through Bodie after dark, you can hear the piano playing inside the saloon. But there hasn't been a living pianist here in 100 years. Further east, on the edge of Death Valley, lies a mirage made of stone and regret. Rhyolite, Nevada. In 1905, it promised fortune. Within 2 years, it had electricity, a stock exchange, and its own opera house. By 1911, it was dust. But Rhyolite didn't die quietly. Locals and ghost hunters call it the city that glows. Phantom lights appear in the desert, orbs drifting between shattered walls. Cameras malfunction, voices echo from the old bank vault, whispering in languages no one recognizes. A photographer once claimed he captured a figure through his lens, a miner staring back at him from a window, lantern in hand. When he checked the building, it was empty. When he checked the photo, the lantern was still glowing. Perhaps Rhyolite was too ambitious, too alive for its own good. The desert doesn't forget arrogance, and sometimes it remembers with eyes. There are few towns more cursed than Centralia, Pennsylvania. In 1962, an underground coal fire ignited beneath the streets, and it is still burning today. At first, it was just smoke. Then the ground began to split, swallowing homes and trees. Families fled, leaving behind toys, clothes, even dinner on the tables. Only a handful refused to leave. They said the fire was alive, that it whispered through the smoke. A priest once claimed he saw faces in the fumes, human, twisted, screaming, silently. Others say at night you can hear footsteps on empty roads. No one has walked those roads in decades. Some believe the fire is a gateway, a wound between worlds that never healed. And if that's true, then Centralia isn't just abandoned, it's occupied. Not every ghost town was born of greed. Some were born of something darker. In the hills of northwestern Connecticut sits the ruins of a place few dare to enter, Dudleytown. Founded in the 1740s by the Dudley family, it was a small farming community surrounded by forest. But misfortune followed the Dudleys like a plague. Madness, murder, disappearance. By the mid-1800s, the town was gone. Local legend says the Dudleys brought a curse from England, a family sin older than the colonies themselves. The forest grew thick, unnaturally quiet. Animals avoided it. Even today, there are no birds here, no insects, no sound. Paranormal investigators have reported shadows moving against the trees and a feeling of being watched from beneath the earth. Those who enter often leave with scratches on their skin, or not at all. The few who stay long enough to listen claim they can hear something beneath the soil, breathing. Before Montgomery, before Birmingham, Alabama had another capital, Cahawba. Built at the meeting of two rivers, it was a place of beauty and tragedy. During the Civil War, it became a prison camp. Thousands of Union soldiers died here. Disease, starvation, despair. When the floods came, Cahawba sank. Locals tell of a floating lantern that drifts above the ruins, a blue light that moves through the swamp before vanishing into the water. They call it Peggy's Light. Peggy Holt, the daughter of a Confederate officer, drowned herself after her lover was killed in battle. Her ghost, they say, still wanders the riverbanks, carrying her lantern, searching for him. At night, if you follow the glow, it leads you to the cemetery, and then it disappears, leaving you alone with the sound of rushing water and the soft sob of someone who's been waiting for over a century. High on Cleopatra Hill sits a place once called the wickedest town in the West, Jerome, Arizona. Founded in 1876, Jerome was a miner's paradise and a graveyard waiting to happen. The mines collapsed, the bars overflowed, murders, suicides, and sudden accidents became daily fare. Today, Jerome thrives on its ghost. The old hospital is now a hotel, the Jerome Grand. Guests hear footsteps pacing above empty rooms. Children's laughter echoes through walls that once heard death. A nurse once reported seeing a patient in the hall, a man in a miner's uniform, staring at her silently. When she blinked, he was gone, but the smell of sulfur lingered. The miners of Jerome dug deep, maybe too deep, Some believe they awoke something beneath Cleopatra Hill, and that the town's ghosts aren't just human. These are the ghost towns of America, scattered bones of a restless past. But listen closely, and you'll hear the same thing in all of them. Not rage, not sorrow, just memory. Every brick, every rusted nail, every empty street is a wound the earth remembers. And if you walk too long among the dead, they remember you too. History doesn't haunt us, we haunt it. And if you like this dive into the paranormal, like, share, subscribe, and have a great spooky night.